Hollywood halted. Actors join writers on the picket lines. The impact we're already seeing of this historic strike. Face to face with a ferocious feline. One SoCal man's encounter with a mountain lion and what you should do if it happens to you. You're watching The Rundown. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robin Winston. Hollywood, movie, and TV show productions are all coming to a grinding stop. Tens of thousands of actors and performers are walking off the job.
We're not going to keep doing incremental changes on a contract that no longer honors what is happening right now with this business model that was foisted upon us. What are we doing? Moving around furniture on the Titanic?
The Actors Union SAG-AFTRA strike is now officially underway after its national board voted unanimously to issue a strike order. Union officials claim TV and film studios refused to meet their demands for higher wages and protection from artificial intelligence. SAG-AFTRA members are now on the picket lines outside major studios and streaming companies, joining Hollywood writers who have been on a strike for more than 10 weeks. We're seeing the immediate impacts of this historic walkout. All actors and performers belonging to SAG-AFTRA won't be making public appearances, live interviews, movie premieres, and press junkets. There will be more ripple effects in the future. Union members won't be taking part in fan expos and festivals like San Diego Comic-Con next week. And if no agreement is reached, actors won't be appearing at award shows like the Emmy Awards in September. Comcast, the corporation that owns our parent company, NBC Universal, is one of the entertainment companies represented by the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Some employees of the NBC News Group are also represented by the WGA and SAG-AFTRA. Our dangerous heat is intensifying. Health experts warn of severe heat-related illnesses like heat stroke and heat exhaustion. So if you're going to be outside, bring lots of water and wear light clothing.
So bringing cane is tough in the heat, but I like the challenge because you burn more calories.
Doctors say seek medical attention if you have symptoms like fatigue, excessive sweating, and nausea. And it looks like the power will stay on during the heat wave. The operator of California's power grid tweeted that they don't anticipate any flex alerts or energy issues. One industry expert says that's because of all the storms we had this winter. The record snowpack is providing a lot of hydropower, much more than we had last year. Checking in with meteorologist Belinda Leon, who's tracking a heat wave in your first alert forecast.
The heat wave rolls on and we're entering the peak Friday through Monday. Temperatures expected to soar away from the coast that will increase the risk for heat illness and fire danger. On top of that, air quality is not going to be good. An ozone advisory has been issued for places away from the coast. So here you have heat advisories, excessive heat warnings that will be in place all the way through early Tuesday. This is a long duration heat wave that is putting a lot of stress on our bodies. Stay hydrated, stay cool, with the exception of coastal locations, which will be nice and mild. Away from the coast, we're looking at above normal temperatures that are expected to reach between 102 to 120 degrees. Another reason to limit your time outside, as I mentioned, we have an ozone advisory in effect from Friday through Tuesday. Spending an excess amount of time outside could cause issues to your respiratory system. Stay cool, stay hydrated, be safe.
This video shows an armed man robbing a postal worker. It happened Tuesday morning in North Hollywood at Jack's Auto Body Shop. The terrifying moment started outside. Then the armed robber followed the mail carrier into an office. The Postal Service is looking into the possibility that the robber took a master key that can unlock mailboxes across LA. A few hours later, a man broke into mailboxes at an apartment building in Studio City. He took some mail, then hours later he came back with a friend to steal more mail. People who live there think this is all connected.
It's pretty easy to put that together and see that these people robbed somebody at gunpoint, took their keys, and now has access to our building and every other building in the neighborhood.
The Postal Service is investigating, and they're offering a $50,000 reward for information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the man who robbed the postal worker. We're getting a better understanding of the number of children impacted by homelessness in Orange County. According to the county's grand jury report, nearly 23,000 children are unhoused, which is a drastic increase from the more than 700 children who were classified as homeless last year. The Families Forward organization says the discrepancy in numbers is because the definition of homelessness varies.
So these are families that are living in garages, living in motels, living in places that aren't meant for human habitation, in cars, also tripled up or doubled up in units that can't accommodate families of that size. So those are the definition of what we talk about as literally homeless or housing insecure.
The Families Forward organization helps families who are experiencing homelessness find housing. They also make sure the family works with a case manager and career coach to help them move forward. We're learning more about the death of singer and songwriter Lisa Marie Presley back in January. The LA County Medical Examiner's autopsy reveals Presley died from complications from a bowel obstruction. It was apparently caused by prior weight loss surgery. Lisa Marie Presley, who was the only child of rock and roll icon Elvis Presley, died at her Calabasas home at the age of 54. A close encounter with a mountain lion caught on camera in Orange County. We're hearing from the man behind the lens.
Okay, wow, this is kind of crazy. Oh, just coming towards me.
That's the voice of Mark Gerardo. He's a wildlife photographer who documents local animals on his Instagram page, Orange County Outdoors. So he was in Trabuco Canyon just checking his motion-activated cameras when all of a sudden a mountain lion appeared. He immediately knew who she was because he had seen her many times before. He had even given her the nickname Uno because of her eye injury.
I was definitely scared. You know, I don't want to see a mountain lion coming towards me. She can really harm me if she wants to, but I have to kind of play it off as if, you know, I'm a danger to her. So I have to kind of hold my ground.
That's the advice from experts. Never seek out a mountain lion, but if you come across one, don't run, don't crouch, and don't bend over. Hold your ground or just slowly back away. More than 800,000 people will get their student loan erased. Well, this is for people who've been paying off their loan for a while. We're talking decades. The Biden administration says they're going to make adjustments to payment histories to bring borrowers' credit up to date. And in the coming days, many borrowers will learn if they've done enough to get the rest of their loan erased. The announcement comes a few weeks after the Supreme Court struck down the president's massive student loan forgiveness program. More than 1.5 million Californians now drive electric cars. So now thieves are increasingly targeting the popular vehicle, stealing one particular pricey part. The I-Team's Joel Grover has a caught-on-camera video that shows you how they're doing it, and he tells you how you can protect yourself.
In this mid-city LA neighborhood, there are electric cars charging in the driveways on every block, except at this house where the charging cable disappeared.
I couldn't believe it. It made no sense.
But it all made sense to Bob Schneiderman when he looked back on his Ring camera video, which showed this man in a hoodie strolling up his driveway at 5:22 a.m. The man quickly removes the charging cable from Bob's car, then walks over to the wall socket and unplugs the other end of the cable. The thief gets on his bike holding the hot cable to make his getaway.
You never thought twice about charging your car in the driveway?
Never. No problem in probably 8 years that I'm doing this.
But Bob is not alone. On apps like Nextdoor, people are posting about their EV cables getting ripped off. One victim wrote, while taking flight, the thief dropped his backpack and had another charger inside. And it all happens so fast. Another LA resident gave the I-Team this video of a thief stealing her EV charging cord, first from her car, then from the socket, all in under 13 seconds.
Did it surprise you how easy and quick it was for him to steal that cable?
I was shocked. I thought when I locked the car and it's charging, the cord is locked into the car and you can't take it out.
Law enforcement says crooks are reselling the cords for scrap metal because they're full of expensive copper wiring. Or they resell them on sites like eBay. And replacing a stolen charging cable can cost you a lot.
I was shocked.
It cost Bob Schneiderman $2,700 to buy this replacement charging cord for his car. And from now on, he plans to padlock the wall socket he uses to charge the car. Just one of the many steps cops are recommending to protect your EV cord from thieves.
Disneyland employees could get a minimum wage increase to nearly $20 an hour. The boost in pay has been debated in court for years. So on Thursday, an appeals court ruled that Disney needs to follow Anaheim's minimum wage law. Disney had argued the law didn't apply to the company because it doesn't receive city subsidies. There's no word on whether Disney will appeal to California's Supreme Court. We reached out to the theme park for comment. We have a story about a patient and a nurse who changed each other's lives. The patient is Jeff Closter. A couple of years ago, he was in a plane crash. He spent weeks in the hospital. He recently drove 420 miles to thank Alicia Pedersen, the ICU nurse who helped him recover. But in a surprising twist, Alicia felt she needed to thank him. Before she met Jeff, she was actually thinking about changing careers.
You were probably the first patient ever that I was like, yes, this is why I want to be a nurse. You said that I deserve nothing but the best, and that whoever I end up taking care of in the future, they are very lucky to have me as a nurse. And I walked out of that room and I was in tears because nobody had ever said that to me. Thank you for solidifying that I was supposed to be here.
It's such a beautiful story. His kind words made such a difference in her life, and now they have an unbreakable bond. I love it. This is beautiful. You just never know how you're going to impact someone's life. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4, weekdays 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.